Hey guys, it's Metal Rain. Welcome to my video. If you're new to the channel, hi, hope you're doing well. And today, basically going to show you a gameplay of me winning on Rebirth Island with my boy Hunter and one random guy. So Rebirth Island, it's a really fun mode, and it's really refreshing compared to the Warzone. I'll be showing you today what I like to do on how to win. So right now I'm going to show you a map of Rebirth Island. And you see there's many different areas, security area, prison block, harbor, right? But where I like going to is called headquarters, right? I enjoy going to headquarters. Headquarters is a great place to be at because it has really good loot, really good areas to rotate to. And not only that, there's a couple other spots I like to rotate to. One is this building right here. This building, I enjoy it because you could easily get to the top of the tower, rotate onto prison block, and there's also a ton of loot. The other building I like going to is this one. Right across, you could actually jump from the second story, I believe, into the top window of this building and get into a nice little vantage point to rotate into prison block. And your whole goal is to get to prison block, all right? That's your whole entire goal. Because if you haven't noticed by now, most of the circles actually end usually around or near prison block. And you always want that height advantage, right? If you're not really that confident in getting kills, if you're just really trying to go for the dub, I would highly recommend landing at headquarters. Really good loot spawns there. And then rotate to the very top of prison block. You just have to realize that there are two zip lines and three entrances that from the stairwells, and then one ladder. Maybe there might be another ladder. Not too sure. Don't quote me on that. And as you see here, as I'll show you, all the different zipline locations and the ladder location. Right? So it's very easy to defend the top of prison block because that's a very high key location, right? Because you could overlook the whole entire map, see where people are rotating to, and generally, like I said before, the circle ends there. So we'll kick it off with a little bit of gameplay right now. Hope you enjoy. As you can see here, enter the building, to the first floor. It's already an armor satchel, M4, I believe. And you can tell around the corner, I lose this fight pretty easily because this guy had an MP5. I come back, rebirth, as you want to call it, and land on top of the roof. There's an FFAR, which, by the way, the FFAR I think is a really, really good gun. I'm going to start grinding it out on Black Ops because it's a really good gun. Hits really hard. It's fairly accurate, even with the most basic lower weapon level attachments. And that's the whole thing about this mode is, if you ever realized, the MAC-10 hits like a Mack truck, alright? Like, the MAC-10 is no joke. I'm right now currently grinding to level 15 on the battle pass. I'm poor. I don't really usually buy the battle passes. And I really want that gun because that thing is a monster. And right now, it's overpowered. So I highly recommend getting that gun unlocked as soon as you can because it is a showstopper. You could win fights that you should have lost. You could just 180 on somebody, turn on them, and kill them before your armor even breaks. It just shoots that fast. I'm not too sure when they're going to patch it, but they're probably going to patch it pretty soon because that thing is pretty amazing. And another tip for Rebirth Island is pick up those bounties. Bounties are huge on this map. It's basically a free, cheap, poor man's UAV and really tells you where people are at. As you can see, me and Hunter, we're kind of holding down this building. We already know there's a team in front of us. There's also a team behind us down the ridge line. And we really don't want to push out that much. We try to be smart players as we can. You know, me and him, we enjoy taking fights, getting in fights, but there's really no point into pushing if you already know that you're going to be at a disadvantage. You don't know where everybody else is. Because like I said, it's a very small map. You have no idea where anybody could really be at unless you get a UAV. And you can see here, I'm still looking around. I jumped through there, like I said, second floor. You could easily jump into this building, rotate in. And I really like those Rebirth chests. They actually respawn after a little bit. Won a nice little fight. The team from across the way actually pushed us. and we won the fight. Like I said, there's no point in trying to take a building because it's really hard. None of them ghosted in, nothing like that. We heard them coming. If you do want to take a fight, just make sure you're not all going into the fatal funnel like these guys did. Our one random, he was really gung ho. He really wanted to get to the loadout, so we were following him down. I decided to move up into a higher position to really peek down because we just saw one guy float down. So right now I'm just trying to search for that guy, and luckily our boy got him. So I'm just pushing up, trying to support our guys from having a little bit of a higher position. And I think the only perk you really need for this game mode is getting your ghosts so you don't show up on UAVs. Other than that, I didn't really find having your actual loadout really that helpful in all the times I've been playing. Just because the weapons of Black Ops, excuse me, Cold War really aren't that bad. They're pretty good. Like I said, the FFAR, the XM4, and the MAC-10 are pretty decent. The only thing I don't like are the sniper rifles, the Pellington and the one that looks like the LW. I think it's LW3. Those I just don't get where I'm supposed to put my crosshair on the scope. I guess I'm so used to the Car 98 and the HDR that I'm pretty rusty with those weapons because I haven't really played that much Cold War myself, and so it's really hard for me to get a good feel for how much I should be aiming up, if I should aim up at all. And this right here was just a bad peek on my part. I should have never really peeked that sniper. He got me pretty easily. And remember to close doors. I've been in so many matches of Warzone, Rebirth Island, Domination Hardpoint, where people don't close the bloody doors. You really need to close the bloody doors because one, if someone attempts to ghost in, guess what? You're going to hear them, right? And two, it's just little basic covering lets the enemy have less information on what you guys are doing on the inside. Our boy right here, our one random, again gets a nice kill. We're trying to push up on this building to get this team, but they throw a gas grenade, which is most the most annoying tactical there is in the game. I'm starting to push up too. He said he downed somebody, and then instead I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna push that. It's too much open, too many. The high ground right there to my right, the window right above me, and then I already saw the enemies to the left. I'm just peeking, making sure they're not gonna push me, anything like that. There's a fire sale. I believe in every single Rebirth Island I've played in, there's always been at least one fire sale. So keep a lookout on that. And also remember, you spawn in with one self-revive also, which is pretty huge. I really like that, just because once you first land, it's just so hectic, so crazy. If you go down really fast or something like that, it's always nice to have a self-revive like that. Just keeps the gameplay going, really allows you to, like, maybe survive. As you can tell on the mini-map, our random guy, he went down. He pushed all the way up onto that team that already had the height advantage. They already know the ground and knew he was coming. He really never communicated to us that, hey, I'm going up. Hey, I'm going to push them. And that's another thing. Make sure you give good communication, because if not, guess what? Your friends are going to push with you, and you're going to die all alone and sad. And right now, Hunter was, hey, we need to rotate around. Gas is closing in, and we should really get on top of the prison. And I'm also trying to loot a little bit. I don't have that much AR ammunition, and I'm trying to stock up on that. And he's zip lines up first, and this zip line is on the eastern side of the prison block, on the, I guess you'd say, the southern side. And we zip up, we're looking around. We could have sworn we saw some shots from up here. Close the door, make sure no one else comes in behind us. And just looking around, we're trying to see if they're still up here, trying to clear it out. I pick up a decoy grenade, throw it over there, maybe, throw somebody off. Never know. Pick back up the heartbeat sensor. And right now, we're just, like I said, we're just looking around, trying to see if anybody's coming through the gas, try to pick anybody off, trying to just make sure that we're covering our behinds. So right now, as you can tell, with 5 teams left, Rebirth got disabled. So right now, we're just worried about, hey, we need to stay alive, we need to do everything that we can, and we need to hold this position, because guess what? It's going to be really hard for anybody to get up here to try to take us out. I also picked up the car because I'm really comfortable with the car. The car 98 is my go-to sniper in Warzone, so I'd rather pick that up than having the XM4 because I'm not too really sure on its recoil pattern exactly. So me and him were just like scouting around, just like little rooftop rats being up here, just trying to figure everything out, try to see, if we could find anybody. We're also listening for downstairs. We're 100% sure they could hear us running around up here, but being down there in prison block is just a terrible situation to be in. That's why me and Hunter didn't want to push down there because being down in prison block, it's literally a nightmare. It's no fun. It's really hard to clear out all those individual cells. There's 2 stories in the actual prison area, the downstairs and the little upstairs part, and it's all open. It's really hard. And if you're running around, someone is going to be in one of those prison cells with an R90 fire shotgun and just kill you once you go by. And as you can tell, just earlier, just got a nice little cheeky kill from somebody rotating outside, and it's really hard to cover all that area if you're on the bottom because you have to worry about people being on the roof, like we were, people being on the inside, people being in front of you, behind you, and to your left. So right now, me and Hunter, we're just again searching, looking around, watching the gas close again. I'm watching the zip line. I'm also watching the door, making sure no one comes in behind us. I start rotating closer to Hunter just because the gas is coming in, and I doubt at this point anybody would rotate up through the zip line or through the stairwell. You have to keep in mind that this guide isn't the one all be all for winning Rebirth every single time. I just highly recommend getting Prison Block, the top of Prison Block, because it's really hard to get on once you're up there. It's easy to defend. And two, just having that height advantage, having that overreach, because there's been several games that I've lost to people. Guess what? Being on the rooftop, it's a really good head glitch too. If you're trying to shoot down at somebody, it's really hard for them to hit you because of the head glitch, because of that ledge. And two, once the gas usually encompasses most of the prison block anyway, so they're gonna have to run out into the gas to try and come and get you. Right now, I'm just covering this last zip line because this is the only way for anybody to get up onto the roof unless they want to burn their entire gas mask and go up the other zip line, the gondola, or the stairwell. So here, Hunter is communicating to me like, hey man, I have a gas mask. I'll cover you inside the gas. You jump down and get into a decent position down there. I see the last player all the way down here run out. And guess what? We get an easy cleanup. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you wish, and have a wonderful day.